Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dig into the nitty-gritty of corporate filings to see if a company is really cooking with gas or just blowing smoke. Today we are looking at a filing from AlphaTime Acquisition Corp. Now don't let the fancy name fool you. This is essentially a shell company that exists to buy another company. And the big news here is that they've just extended the deadline to do just that. Let's see what this means and if it is good news or just delaying the inevitable. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we break down these tough filings even further. So, what happened on the 1st of October 2025 for AlphaTime Acquisition Corp? Well, they had a shareholder meeting and got approval to push back their own deadline. You see, companies like this, often called SPACs or special purpose acquisition companies, have a set amount of time to find a business to merge with or acquire. If they don't, they usually have to give the money back to the investors. The shareholders at this meeting approved an amendment to their trust agreement. This is a pretty big deal because it means they are getting more time to find that perfect business to buy. The original deadline to find a merger was the 4th of October 2025, but now they have up to 3 more months, pushing that deadline out to the 4th of January 2026. Now this extension doesn't come for free. For each month they want to extend, AlphaTime has to put an extra $55,000 into their trust account. This money essentially comes from the sponsors of the SPAC. The people who started AlphaTime, they are basically betting on themselves, putting more money on the table to get more time to make a deal happen. This is a form of unsecured loan that they expect to get back when they finally close a deal. It is not just the trust agreement that got tweaked. Their own company rules, their articles of association were also changed. This is basically updating their internal rulebook to reflect this new extended timeline for completing a business combination. So, how did the shareholders feel about this extension? Well, looking at the voting results, it seems the majority were on board. For the extension amendment proposal, they got a whopping 309,589 votes in favour, with only 172,000 against. That is a pretty clear signal that most investors are willing to give AlphaTime a bit more runway. And it was a similar story for the trust agreement amendment proposal, also getting a strong majority of 3,095,189 votes for. It seems the shareholders are saying, okay AlphaTime, we'll give you a bit more time, but make it count. There was also an adjournment proposal which basically gave them the option to postpone the meeting if they didn't have enough votes. But since they had enough votes for the other 2 key proposals, this adjournment wasn't actually needed. Now, here is where things get interesting. About 917,814 shares opted for redemption. This means the shareholders who voted in favor of the extension still decided they didn't want to wait around. They cashed out their investment, taking their share of the money from the trust account. This is a common move for SPAC investors when an extension is announced and they are not confident about a future deal, or they just want their money back. So quite a chunk of change is leaving the trust account. We're talking over $11 million being paid out to those redeeming shareholders, each of them getting around $12.38. Per S-Hair, that leaves about $4.7 million still in the trust account. The number of outstanding shares also drops significantly after these redemptions. This filing also lists some important documents. The key ones here are Exhibit 3.1, which is the actual amendment to their founding documents, and Exhibit 10.1, the amendment to the trust agreement with Equinity Trust Company. These are the official paperwork that makes all these changes happen. So, what is the story here for AlphaTime Acquisition Corp? They bought themselves more time by getting shareholder approval for an extension. The sponsors are putting in more money to fund these extensions, which shows their commitment or perhaps their desperation to find a deal. However, a significant number of shareholders decided to cash out rather than wait, which could signal a lack of confidence in their ability to find a suitable merger target quickly. The large redemption amount also shrinks the capital available for any future acquisition. Looking at the direction of the company, they are in a holding pattern. Their main strength is the extended timeline and the sponsor, willingness to inject more cash. However, the major weakness is the significant redemptions, which reduces the pool of capital and implies investor skepticism. A key risk is that they still might not find a good deal within the new deadline, leading to a complete liquidation and return of funds to remaining shareholders. There is also the risk of overpaying for a target just to get a deal done, which is a common pitfall for SPACs. Ultimately, AlphaTime is in a race against time, now with less money to play with. The next few months will be critical to see if they can find a promising business to merge with and salvage this SPAC. The high redemption rate suggests the market is exactly brimming with confidence. Alright, that is our breakdown of AlphaTime Acquisition Corp.'s latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company? S Future, do you think they will find a merger partner or will more shareholders redeem? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.